Yeah.
And you were talking about how the brain can actually, over time, adapt in such fascinating ways depending on what you're learning. This example, there's this thing called the knowledge. And that is the, 24,000 streets and 50,000 places of interest that a London taxi cab driver has to memorize. And they're studying this 3 to 4 hours per day of just reciting simulated routes of them having to drive. And when you look at their brain in neuroimaging, you can see that their hippocampus is larger.
Yeah, exactly. And this, in a sense, is a cool example, and it's no surprise, which is to say, if you dedicate yourself to a particular task, we can very often see physical changes in the structure of your brain. Just as an example, if you take up juggling, I can see changes in your brain. If I look at a brain, I can tell whether you are a piano player or a violin player. Just because with a violin, you're using detailed hand motions with one hand but not the other. With a piano, you're using both, and that causes changes in the motor cortex that I can just look at and see. So you have really big architectural changes in the brain based on what you do and, of course, what your goals are and so on.
There's some, David Wynn played against a 10-year-old cup stacker.
Yeah, the world champion cup stacker.
The world champion cup stacker. And it's so fascinating how the neuroimaging on the 10-year-old cup stacker, it was all unconsciously going on. There was basically no neural signatures in his brain while he was doing this. And then David was basically consciously trying to figure out how to cup stack, and his brain was just firing a crapload trying to figure out how to maximize.
And this is the general story, is that when you're consciously attending to something, you have to burn a lot of energy to figure it out. And what the brain is always trying to do is automatize things, is take things that you're doing over and over and figure out how to burn it into the circuitry of the brain so that then you can do it, quickly and efficiently.